Hey, what's up, Van Dam fam? You ready for this? Everything happens for a reason. That's not just an expression to lift your spirits when you're experiencing misfortune. That's actually the law of the universe. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for everything. We don't always know what the reason is. In fact, what we know about anything or anybody is actually a very small slice of the pie of what there is to know. People are uncomfortable with not knowing stuff. Limited minded people believe that there's no reason. Do you know this guy? I got fired for no reason. Yeah, there was a reason. Somebody didn't like you. Maybe you just reminded somebody of someone. Maybe it was petty. Maybe it was personal. Maybe it was just business. Maybe it was cutting down. Just because you don't know the reason, that just means that you don't know the reason. There's definitely always a reason. It's called causation. All right? Every action has a reaction, equal or opposite reaction on the yin and yang scope of things. People will say, is there a reason? Cops will say, well, is there a reason you don't want us to search your car? Not really. Yeah, there's a reason. It's inconvenient. It's an invasion of your privacy. Ask the cop, is there a reason I can't go through your pockets and see what you got? I mean, unless he's got probable cause. I'm just saying, they always ask, well, if you got nothing to hide, then there's no reason you wouldn't want me to look. Bullshit. You think I'm not going somewhere? You think I wanted to stop and spend 15 minutes engaged with you? People duck responsibility by saying no reason. It's a very simple-minded thing to do because I don't understand how people can actually believe that anything except for with no reason, there is nothing. People ask me, fans will say, hey, if AEW contacts you, will you go wrestle? If there's a reason, I consider anything. Watch, that's big headlines now. RVD considers AEW. I consider anything, even if it's a bad idea. I kick it around my head and go, nah. But there's got to be a reason. If there's no reason, there's no reason. I say that all the time, and I don't think everybody really understands it, you know. But something has to cause that to happen besides them just calling. It's a business. We go to our jobs for different things. Now, what about because the fans want you to? Well, there's value in that. It's up to me to decide, is there enough value to not care about the other factors in my job, in what I do for a living, in what I've been doing for over 30 years? Well, probably not. Cause and effect. You don't always know what it is, you know? There's consequences to everything that you do. And hey, you want to get in a fight? You want to punch that guy on the sidewalk? What if he lands on his head and dies? Are you ready for those consequences? Could happen. Dude, one time when I'm like 18 or 19, I'm driving home in Penfield, cruising down Bellevue Road, and there's this truck right on my ass. I speed up, he does. I slow down, he slows down. I don't know what's going on. I kind of would like pull over for him to go around me. Stayed right on me. Eventually, I ran out of gas. I used to do that often. I didn't keep enough gas in the tank, I guess, and I did that often. Believe it or not, so I instinctively put it in neutral. Believe it or not, I've actually rolled into gas stations on neutral more than one time. That's not this story, though. The whole time, Sam, within a mile of my house. So if I coast down to a complete stop, that's going to be less than I'm going to have to walk and then walk back with some gas or whatever to rectify the situation. So as I roll down to a complete stop, this guy does it too. So I jump out of my car. I don't want to be sitting there with the seatbelt on if this guy's going to attack me or something. I don't know what. I had a friend with me, Angie Hughes. Hey, Ange. Freaking out. You know, what's going on? I'll go see. He gets out. We meet in between the cars. And, I say, hey, buddy, what's your problem, man? He says, you need to get back in your car. Orders me back in. I said, what are you doing? And he said, you need to get back in your car and get going. I'm like, dude, I ran out of gas. That's bullshit. You got to go around me, dude. No, you get in your car and you get going right now if you know what's good for you. I'm like, you're going to have to go around me. I couldn't pay for any damage to my car at that time. 18, 19, I'd already wrecked at least 4 cars and owed my dad money still. So I, was very protective. So when this motherfucker, first, while we're talking, and I'm saying, dude, you got to go around. I feel this jab in my ribs, and I look down, and he's got something poking at me. I think it was a can opener, I said, what's that, a knife? I didn't feel like I was in trouble at the time. The guy, was smaller than me. Maybe that's why he got out aggressively and then right away told me to get in the car and get going. I said, what is that, a knife? He said, that's none of your business. You got someone waiting for you. You better get in your car and get going. How's that none of my business? Obviously not a prepared answer. But I out of gas. You gotta fucking. This guy runs back, gets behind the wheel of his truck. Okay, finally, I'm thinking he's had enough. He's gonna go around me. He starts revving the engine, vroom, vroom, getting closer to me, vroom. And I'm in between the truck and the car, thinking like, what am I gonna do? Kick his headlights out? I don't know. I don't have so much time, And so I ran over. I opened up his door. It said, schmack. And I punched him and laid him across his bench seat of the truck. He stumbled out. His glasses fell. He dropped whatever it was, the can opener or knife. And he looked like he was starting to come towards me. And I was just like ready, like, fuck yeah, dude, come on. And he grabbed said weapon, jumped in his truck, and took off. That whole thing seemed to me unnecessary, and it happened for no reason. But there was just no reason that I know of. Maybe he thought I cut him off. Maybe he was drunk. Maybe he thought I was someone else. I don't know. But there was definitely a reason that guy was mad at me and following me that close. I don't know what it is, but by the way, his glasses stayed right there on the side of the road for weeks. I'd ride my bike by with my friends or even pull over or just stop and roll the window down in a car and say, look, there's his glasses right there, man. They're still there. Don't know who he was or what that was about. But I know there was a reason for everything. You can't always choose your consequences. In fact, you don't have any choice over that. You can consider all the facts, and you should make a educated decision whenever possible. People that say, well, that happened because of something you did. If you wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have had to take this action and cause this to happen. They remove themselves from the middle as if they weren't a factor, and they go down the chain to blame somebody else. These people are fucking crazy. If you know someone like this, call them out. Or just leave because they're nuts. You made me punch you. I told you I was going to punch you if you crossed that line. It's your fault. Okay. I think I made my point. I did this audition in Los Angeles. I met a director named David DeFalco. We became friends. He was a big wrestling fan. He started hanging out in the gym, his gym, in his area, talking to guys, getting tips, getting jacked. He blew up. He's walking around in a muscle suit now for the first time. And his head blew up too. We're going to do this movie project together. Wrong side of town. We're working on the script, working on making things happen. We're hanging out a bit. He got hard to be around because I saw that all the other cubicle jockeys, they would run from him. You know, they were scared, like, whoa, okay, Dave, don't get mad at me. And they put him over so much, his head was swelling up, and he's, oh, you better watch out too, Rob. You don't want none of this. You know, I'd roll my eyes. He didn't understand. You know, that didn't matter to me at all, that you added some muscle on. You know, one time he was a little too cocky. I had to chop him. Smack! Gave him a real hard chop. Oh! First thing he did was try to come back at me. I fed my chest out. Please, lay it in. Lay it in and watch me look at you like you're not shit. You're not the fucking Big Show. Every once in a while I would crush his ego so much I'd have to give him some energy back. Because that's how I balance, all right? It's part of being a nice guy. Happens a lot. But every once in a while, his ego would simmer up and get too big. And it was hard to deal with. One time we were over at my house. Subject came up again, same thing. You don't know what would happen if you and I wrestled. You don't know you would kill me if you and I fought. I might get lucky and choke you out. David, do you even know how to do a choke? If he sees this, he's gonna hate that I'm sharing this with you, but it's the absolute truth. And his ego can always tell him that things would go different if it happened again. Come on, Dave. Show me how you would choke me out. Here's my neck. Oh, no. I'm not gonna do anything. I put my hands at the side and I stared up at the ceiling, chin up. I said, my neck is yours. Do whatever you're gonna do to choke me out. I will tap out before I pass out. If I don't, it's totally on me. You got nothing in return. Oh, I don't know. I don't trust you. Well, I had to coax him into it after about 15 minutes. Saying, I just want to see. You say you would get lucky maybe and get a choke on me. What would that choke look like? What would you do? Finally, after a lot of time, he feels okay with the plan. So, here we go. Go ahead. He's behind me, and he snakes his arm around my neck so that the fold of his elbow is under here. Nice. Then he spins his body so we're ass to ass and leans forward and pulls me up on his back. I'm like, the fuck are you doing? And he's like, that doesn't really? Wait, what about now? And so he grabs his other hand, and he's really like pulling on it. And I'm like on his back, kind of on his side back-ish. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, that doesn't hurt. That's not. He was from Boston, by the way. I can't help but put his accent in when I remember him talking. But are you serious? I told you I would tap out if I'm in trouble. Now let me see what you can do. Wait, let me try this. What about? I said, come on, man. You're kidding me. Well, that busted his bubble. I wanted him to feel what it would be like, just to feel for 1 second when someone knows how to put on a choke. So that took like 30 minutes of me trying to gain his trust. I'm not going to make you pass out. I just want you to feel the pressure and how when your neck is squeezed, your head just blows up with the pressure that you're putting on it, and how quick you know that you're going down that path towards unconsciousness. So after much coaxing, and I had a rear naked choke on him, and I was just like, "You ready?" No, wait. Okay, and I was just like, "I swear, Dave, I'm gonna do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, ready." And I just just for a little bit. That's all I wanted to do, but I wanted him to feel what it was like. He had a new perspective, let's say. Now, was there a reason that he walked around thinking that he was really tough? Yeah, there's a million reasons. One reason you could say is, he got all roided up, and he never had muscles before, so he was like a little kid, with a new toy. And but also another reason, nobody called him out on it. All the little guys that work at the studio that were scared of him, they let him get away with it. So that's the reason. But there's a million other reasons. And if you don't get what I'm saying, I don't know if you're ever going to get it. But if you saw the movie, this is David right here. And we did make the movie, by the way. Came out in 2009. I'm sure you've seen it. You got to be one of the 200 people. Anyway, it took a long time. We worked on the script. As you can imagine, there's a lot of stories there. And I do have some for future use already laid aside for the book. That's right, David. You made it, brother. While we were almost done with the script and lining up the dates and everything, Dave decided he wanted to put Batista in it. He was in love with Batista, just like staring at his body, and he was like, "Oh my God, can you imagine?" So let's go. Batista and I have always been cool, Ended up being, I don't know, I think 5 or 6 minutes in the movie. Not a lot, but he did really good. Showed some awesome knife fighting skills and whatever, He actually told me, everybody was filling my head up, "You're going to be the next action star." And he actually said, "You're going to surprise a lot of people." Well, when the movie came out, I was surprised because Batista was on the cover taking up all the space as the star. And here I am with Ja Rule trying to look over his shoulder. If you look really hard, you can see me like, right, look really hard. I'm going, it's me. I'm the star. Did I get fucked over? That's definitely one way to look at it. How did I handle it? What did I think about it? Well, it sucked, but at the same time, I understood business, and I thought, obviously, the reason must be that they think they can sell more copies of this with Dave featured. Wasn't a very flattering fact, but obviously that must be the bottom line, must be. And if I don't have it in my contract to protect me from that, then who am I to blame? It's their money. They're paying for everything. They want to sell this. Well, turns out Batista really surprised people because whatever it was that they saw, the producers, David DeFalco and his partner, the fuck's his name? He produced Harold and Kumar. German dude. Lorenz, somebody Lorenz. The fuck's his name? He was telling me I'm gonna do this next script. I'm gonna be the next Bruce Willis. This guy that wrote John Connor that wrote Die Hard and what's the airplane one with Nick Cage. All right, you know what? I'm starting to forget facts, and I love facts. Con Air, thank you. And anyway, everything ended up being full of shit. We were going to do 4 movies back to back. It all fell apart. Nobody wanted to work with each other again. But Dave was a pleasure. He was in and out. And what I wanted to say was whatever they saw in him, so did everybody else. So, the reason that they wanted to put him on the cover is the same reason that Marvel wanted him in Guardians of the Galaxy. And same reason that he's crushing it at the box office. Everything that he's done that I've seen, I've really loved, and he's doing great. So I think it's really cool that he kind of got his launch blocking me. That's me, that's me, and and so there is a reason for everything.